Now, we've already gotten the power shut off, we have our tools lined up, and we're getting ready for the actual install of the doorbell. What we're going to do first is we're going to go to the front of the house where the old doorbell switch is. Now, this switch has had to have been installed way back when this house was brand new, back in 1940 something. So this switch is corroded and tore up pretty good, and it's loose. So we're basically just going to remove this switch so we can put the new one on, prepare the old wire, and put the new one on. Be really careful with this, because if you pull on this too much, it might break those wires inside of there. And you'll see these once we take this off. If you break those wires, we're going to have to rewire all of this, and we don't want to do that. That's not good. So when you're pulling this off, just be really careful with it. Now, if you come up here and you notice the doorbell button is already, it's attached to the wall and it's not very loose, and you need to take the screws out, all you got to do is take your knife, and pop this cover plate off. Now you'll notice that this thing will come apart in pieces, so just be careful not to drop anything. We're not going to save it, but you don't want a bunch of stuff to pick up later. Now, this faceplate will pop off, and that gives you access to the screws inside of here to take the actual switch off the wall. So all you do is you just take your screwdriver and you loosen these screws, and it should just come right off the wall. With this switch, it's already falling off the wall, so I'm just going to pull it off the wall to get ready to put the new one on. Now, keep in mind, we want to be really gentle with this, because again, we don't want to break these wires, because we'll have to rewire it from the top down, and that's not cool. So pull it out really gently, and you'll notice this one right here's a wire right here just hanging loose off of there. This one, that's one of the reasons why this doorbell's not even working. Basically, this switch is just that. It's a switch. When you push that button on the front of there, that closes the circuit, and that makes the doorbell ring. So that's why you have two wires, one wire in, one wire out. It doesn't make a difference which one's which. They're both the same thing, they do the same thing. So I'm going to take the screwdriver and undo this one that's still on here, being really careful with it, because you'll see this jacket is just flayed out and falling off. So be really careful here. Okay? So I got both terminals loose, and I'm just going to pull the switch right off. You'll notice this thing is old and tore up, and it looks like somebody tried to fix it several times before. So you've got your wires exposed. Just let those hang for right now. Don't do much to them, and we'll go get the new doorbell button ready to put in. I'm Chad Smith, and we're putting a new doorbell in this house.